Hello. Welcome to the BrickBridge Consulting Fall 2021 webinar. Going to get started here in just a minute. If you haven't already, don't forget, if you're eligible for lunch on us or coffee on us, go to your email. Hopefully it's not in your spam, but check. You do need to fill out a gift card claim. We've got some compliance things that we have to do when we send out funds. So just quickly fill that out so we can get that released to you. Thank you so much for attending. We'll get started here in just a second. We've got more people coming on.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you all, everyone, for joining us this afternoon or evening or morning, depending on where you're located. So for today's webinar, we're going to, as Gil mentioned, do some lunch and gift cards. We will also do 2 swag pack winners will be randomly selected for those who stay throughout the webinar, and the winners will shortly be announced after via email. My name is Alex Edlin. I'm the lead solution advisor here at BrickBridge Consulting. I deal with a lot of new project coordination and the billing and the sales side of things here. So what we do at BrickBridge Consulting is we are mostly a software development consulting firm. We do a lot of work on the Citrix SaaS platforms. We are also a Citrix solution advisor, so we do licensing and implementation on as well. And then we do the Citrix Developer Podcast. So check that out on anywhere you find your podcasts. And we also, part of our solution advisor and distribution, we do through Arrow Electronics. So shout out to them for all the help they provide with that. So our list of services, like I said, we do the Citrix SaaS implementation, custom development on those platforms. Those platforms include Podio, RightSignature ShareFile, and what you all are here for, Citrix Workspace with Intelligence. In addition to the Citrix SaaS, we do licensing, like I mentioned, through Arrow, our distribution partner, and we also do AWS development and automation, cloud architecture, as well as a little bit of Azure and any of the other cloud platforms that you might see or be a part of these days. So what is Citrix Workspace with Intelligence? So if you're not familiar, this little byline is from a Citrix white paper. It's a single secured intelligent work platform that organizes, guides, and automates the most important information that people need. It's a very corporate approved byline. It's accurate, but what it really is it takes your business applications and it brings them into one place, as well as your file storage, remote desktops if you need. But really the power of it is the intelligent feed. Citrix took, an Instagram or Twitter style feed and made it for business applications. So if you had to think about all the time it would take for you to log in when you log into Twitter or Instagram and scroll through all the media, if you had to go out there and source that individually yourself, from websites, news outlets, your friends and family's personal websites, it would take hours to source all that information. So what Workspace with Intelligence and via that feed, they try and do the same thing with your business applications. So it brings your information, your tasks to you directly. It cuts through some of the noise, some of the excessive browser tabs, and through the demonstration today, if you're unfamiliar with the product, you will see just how many actions you can get done in quite a few minutes. So part of this interview deals with Citrix Converge. Again, Citrix Converge is Citrix's technical community, developer community annual event. It's over a course of 3 to 4 days. And the big thing that we do with it is their hackathons. So they take a business category or a theme, and then the development teams have 2 weeks to build out an entire system on one of their products to fit into that category. So today you'll be meeting members of our red team and blue team who developed 2 different use cases for the Converge this year. And with that, I will pass it over to Gil Roberts, who will conduct our interview of the teams.
Hello, hello. Thanks for everybody that's joining, and I see people still filtering in. If you have any questions for the team as I go through the interview, I have some questions for them, so I will facilitate and moderate this. Please put those in the chat. We'll try to pick those up, and this is live, so I'll try to work those questions in. Lots of cool stuff to show you all today. What's on my next slide there, Alex? You're on the slide deck. Go ahead. Okay, great. Oh, yep, there we go. Red team. So we're gonna start with red team here. I'm gonna give a little context, and then we're gonna dive right into some of the technical portion. I know some of our webinars can be more business or theory related. This one, we're gonna be spending the rest of this webinar in the back end of Workspace, looking at these applications. Over on the blue team, we'll also mix in some Podio as well. So without further ado, let's talk about the red team. So meet our hackers here. Rashid, oh, go back, excuse me. Rashid, Mohammed, Sanya, and Jude, all junior Citrix developers here at BrickBridge Consulting. We proposed the challenge to the red team. What would modern or alternative investing look like inside of Workspace? So we really wanted to throw a challenge at them to see what something like that might possibly be imagined in. If you haven't watched the entry videos, those are out on YouTube. We're not going to go super heavy into the user interface or the actions working. You all can watch a nice 5-minute video that's edited and concise for you to be able to see these interfaces in action from a user's standpoint. If you have any curiosity about these demos, you can always reach out to us. All this is either operational or relatively operational. It is a hackathon. There's time constraints. We have to work through things very quickly. But everything that you'll see here today has possibility or is already working. So, which we got most of it already working. If you would like to incorporate that in your practice business or with your clients, just reach out to us. Who's on the call with us today? Mohammed and Jude, yes? You guys there with me? Give me a mic check, Mohammed.
Yes.
All right, Jude, you there?
Yes, I'm in.
Excellent. Who is running the screen?
I will be.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Mohammed.
Yeah,
you should be able to. So Rashid couldn't make it today, and he did some really heavy technical stuff. So when we run into those parts, Jude's going to swing in and help us out. Jude didn't write them, so we'll do the best that we can. But Rashid was unable to do today. Okay, excellent.
Okay.
So we'll start with. I think you need to go over in a BrickBridge account. Oh no, you're in Binance there. So while he gets set up, red team, when we talked about alternate investing, we wanted to see what was the new wave investing that's out in the market. So one of those new waves is cryptocurrencies. So regardless of how you feel about them, they're here. I'm not a particular fan. I don't hold any, but I know some of our employees do, as well as many of you possibly could as well. Another new investing technology that we've seen crop up, which is even a little more weirder, is the NFT. So we're going to show a little bit of that Mohammed, once you get your screen going, I think you got to sign into our cloud. We also looked at more news services. We did New York Times for our Converge Hackathon this time last year. We wanted to expand that. We really think that it's a wonderful use case for Citrix Workspace to be able to bring those news articles and other things directly there in front of the employees so that they can have a more intelligent conversation either with peers, coworkers, clients, management, you know, and just being able to increase their knowledge. So some of the things when we talked about news sources, we did Bloomberg, which we'll show here in just a second. Mohammed, you having some technical difficulties?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'll
Yeah,
be
that's
there.
okay.
Just give me 1 minute. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I'll continue. It's not a live webinar without an issue. Okay, so I should say it's not a demo without an issue. So we also wanted to look at news sources that are, you know, more aligned with the NFT crypto markets, which we found a lot of times were things like Discord and Reddit. So we wanted to bring those pieces in. Again, you can see from a user interface, all this stuff over onto our YouTube channel. This particular for the red team, Jerry's got a brand new bag. Jerry Riggs is one of our heroes or anti-heroes throughout our hackathons, has now gotten a new job after his IT administrator days and has become a full-time alternate investor. Mohammed, I'm ready to go. Jude, maybe up there we go. Yay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, go ahead and swing over to cloud.com, like the actual back end of the microapps. Yeah. So this is, you know what? Go ahead and scroll down. Yeah. Let's take a look at it.
Sure.
This is all live here. And again, anybody listening, watching, feel free to pop into chat with any questions. You see, we're just pulling stuff in. I think this is, it's post hackathon, so we've just kind of let it run. So it's pulling in a lot of different things. We were able to use a news API. Let's go take a look at the back end of that, Mohammed, the news API. I think Sanya worked on that.
The news API worked on that, but she worked on Bloomberg.
Oh, Bloomberg, that's right. I know we did like several of them.
Yeah.
U.S. financial news. So this is the back end of Workspace. He's going to maybe slow down for some people that haven't seen this before. You can see.
Yeah, this
go
is
ahead.
the integration. This is the news API that we have. So we first configure it here. We get like a code for the API. Then we add it. Then we load all of the data over here. Then we can create micro apps using these data. So for example, this is the micro app that we currently have. Yep. So this is how it would look like. This is all the data that was being pulled by the API, and we just posted here. Once I click on these, 1 second, I'm sorry. Yep. Once you click on one of these articles, it should take you to the original article that it came from. And there are many, it's all like finance news about the US in different languages. So I thought it would be very nice for all of our international audience. And I think, yeah. And then for the notifications, we have like 3 notifications coming every hour about like trending news from here. So yeah, that's it for the news API.
Fantastic. Let's take a scroll back over. Let's take a look at just kind of the interface that's going on. Or some people that might be watching this either live or the recording of this may not have seen the backside of Workspace. So very, very, very simply, you got to get data into Workspace. That's coming from a system of record, right? So we're pulling from news API. That's where the news is actually at. And then what happens, Mohammed? So
once
it comes into Workspace.
From here, yeah, it comes into Workspace and it's created into these tables. Then in each table, there's information. There's the author, and then the content of each article, the description of each article, then like the source name, where exactly it came from, the URL that we are redirecting, the like how I showed you, we're redirecting the things to like the articles to. So yeah, we have these tables that are getting the data from here. So here we're getting the actual data, we're getting information here. So this is the authorization header, which is given by the news API. And these, we're telling it that we want to pull the top headlines and specifically the business category. And then we are given an API key. And then we're using this API key to get this information from them, since it's not for free. We have, we have to use this API key in order to access this information. And then after doing that, they're created in these tables. Then we go into the actual front end. Then we add this information to the front end.
The front end's that drag and drop editor that we looked at, right?
Yes.
And then there's actions, and then there's notifications. So there's two ways Workspace interacts with the user, right? Inside of a micro application.
Yeah, so this is a notification. 1 second. So this is how a notification would look like. It would just get one of the trending articles from the list of articles that we had. And then once you click on it, it would show you the page that I showed you earlier. Then you can choose which article you want to read. So you can, to do that, then you can click on any of them. For example, this Elon Musk one. And yeah, this is an example of a notification, and then it opens into an action where you can. This is the front end where you can see more articles that are getting pulled from the API.
It's for those that are Podio users, you'll see some of these same concepts over in Podio, where there's a lot of drag and drop low code interfaces. Workspace, because it's dealing with a lot of other systems, so the systems of record, these are external systems, there's just a lot more configuration on the API side. But once you get that data in, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Jude, once you get that data in, it's pretty easy to work with from there. Once it comes in, because a lot of times it was like authentication and security tends to be where some of the harder headaches.
You could still run into problems later in the data loading for sure, but most of the problems are going to happen with like the authentication.
Yeah, it's right there on the front end of the work. So once you get past that, that's usually it's pretty easy from there. The editor is really nice, and I believe there's more improvements coming to this editor, some more enhancements. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, let's talk about a few of the other apps, Mohammed, that you I think some of the cool ones. Let's take a look at the NFT one. I think that one, everybody kind of knows what, well, maybe not what Bitcoins are, but kind of knows how they're traded. You buy and sell them. It's pretty boring. But the NFTs are something that's much more visual, and we used OpenSea for this one. So, Mohammed, you worked on this one directly, right?
Yes.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So we have 3 different use cases for our OpenSea API. So for the first one, we have the trending NFT.
Oh no, did we lose Mohammed?
Oh, can you not hear me?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it just like froze there for a second. Must have been on Zoom. Go ahead, keep going. You said trending, and that's where it cut off.
Which is basically pulling trending NFTs every hour from OpenSea and showing them here on Workspace. And we have my NFT collection, which basically shows you the NFTs that you have some information about and some information about them. And then you can also use the find NFT in order to find NFTs from OpenSea. So I can show you one micro app by another. I will start by the trending NFTs one. So
fair warning, this is coming right off the internet, so apologies if there's any goofy images. We don't have control of that. Please, nobody. Okay, great. Yeah, when we were recording the hackathon video, we had our fingers crossed that the fifth graders hadn't gotten in there and put a bunch of images.
But yeah, so this is how it would look like. We have a bunch of trending NFTs that are coming directly from OpenSea. And once you click on one of them, then it would show you like a results page with the main picture, the NFT, and the title, the collection name, description, creator username, and the creator address, which can be mostly on OpenSea's Ethereum address. So I think this should be an Ethereum address. Then you can also click on this button to view it on OpenSea, to view the project. Okay, this one is not. Let me try.
And maybe an old load. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. Let's try this one. Yeah, so also it shows you a picture, title, collection name, description. Then hopefully this time works. Yeah, okay, this one should work. Maybe the other one just wasn't linked correctly. And then you can actually buy it from here or make an offer if you have an account. Yeah, this one is 0.666 Ethereum, which is about $3,000. So yeah, that's it for like the trending NFTs page. We also have a notification for trending NFTs. Let me look for it.
Yeah, let's take a look at one of the notifications. Then I'm going to switch over to Jude Mohammed after we take a look at this.
Okay. So yeah, we have this trending NFT. Then it would show you the results page here for that trending one. Then you can also view it on OpenSea, and if you like it, you can buy it or make an offer on it. This one is pretty cheap, it's just $3, so it's nice. So yeah, that's it for the trending NFTs. We can go to Jude right now.
Yeah, let's go take a look. Jude, you did Binance, which allowed us to pull in some information, but you also worked a little bit with Rashid on the Coinbase, which is actually a Podio integration. So Coinbase just did not want to slot nicely into Citrix Workspace, authentication reasons. We had some time constraints because it's a hackathon. It just wasn't going to make it in, but we really wanted to be able to have a crypto wallet and be able to trade crypto directly through Workspace with intelligence. So what we did was use Podio as kind of middleware in between Coinbase and Workspace with intelligence to be able to make sure that all three of the platforms could work harmoniously together. Here's some of the stuff that's going on in the back end of Podio. You can see the dates. These were roughly the times that we were recording and submitting videos back on the 7th and 8th, 6th. So these are some of the transactions. What's really cool is having this middle transaction layer does allow us to start tracking KPIs. So if you have someone that's I'm not a huge crypto guy, so I can't speak too much. So I'll just make up an example on the spot here. But if you have a collective that's trading off of a shared portfolio, this would be a great way to track people's performance. We can do similar systems for about any kind of system of record where we can insert Podio into the center and be able to glean statistics off of the other system of record. So kind of a middle system of record that's just kind of passing back and forth and counting beans. So Jude, first do a brief highlight on your Binance.
Yeah.
And then let's talk a little bit about, because I know Rashid used a lot of scripting with Podio and Coinbase to make that happen.
Right.
Inside of Workspace.
Yeah. So we can look at Binance quickly. So We just have one notification for Binance, which updates the user on the 24-hour price change of a list of cryptos that they want to go through. So if you go and click on that, click on the 24-hour price change one, the top one, or no, I'm at the bottom one. I forgot we renamed it. My bad.
Okay.
So if we preview that to the right, you can kind of see like generally how this works. So if you click on that, you can look at a list of various cryptos and sort them. Like 13 pages of them on there, but this also works with API keys. With Workspace, you'll notice like API keys is generally what they're going to use, unless you want to use Podio, just because OAuth 2.0 and Workspace don't generally want to work together sometimes. So we can go ahead and look at Rashid's Podio, which is really, really interesting. So
Well, you're loading it up, Mohammed. Jude, you attempted to do some trading on Binance directly through Workspace, I think, at the beginning.
right, but like I said, we
Correct,
ran into
yeah.
some authentication issues, and Rashid was able to work with Coinbase and have it working pretty well, as you'll see in a second. So right here, you can see a table of different cryptos, and now all of these can be added through Workspace. So through Workspace is a notification that allows you to submit and add more cryptos to this list. And every hour, the price is going to be updated, and that works through actually a Globiflow. If you go to the right, you can see the Globiflow link that you have to the Globiflow right there. So on the bottom there, you can see that we every hour it triggers an update to update the price. So you can go back over the other thing now. Just want to show that briefly. So can you go to the notification?
Is it over here?
Yeah. So you can see that in price updates. So right there, you can see all the coins. That's similar to the Binance one. The Binance is more for like a general 24-hour price change, but this is going to give you like an accurate price every hour. And if you look on the bottom, you can add coins to the watch list right there. And that's going to add it straight to that Podio table, and which is like referenced directly there, which is really interesting. And then another thing that Rashid worked on, Gil, you could talk.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I was going to say, let's take a look at that scripting, actually. So to finish this up, a lot of what's going on in this microapp is routed directly through Podio and then off onto wherever, well, for this one, Coinbase, or given anything that we can do with this, just wherever that golden system record is at the end. For Podio, we did have to do a little bit of, I think it's under financial trader. Yeah. We did have to do a little bit of fancy work in the scripting. So Rashid wrote this, so Jude and I did not. So we're going to take a quick kind of forensic look at it so you guys can just see the scripting function. We want to show you something of the cool scripting functionality that's inside of there. Coin, I think maybe Coins or Wallet might have the script in it. I can't remember. There's a Reddit. I think you saw that there. There's a Reddit. Yeah, there it is. There's a Reddit integration also buried into, because it's coming through Podio, it's going to have the Reddit and the Coinbase together. It's scripting, right? Curly brackets and braces. Jude, I know this is just moving the data back and forth to Podio, right?
Yeah, it just gets the API working. It's similar to like how we had API keys working, but it's working with script instead.
Yeah, so just need a little bit more finesse or control over the authentication or the data moving back and forth. We were able to find that with Citrix Podio as a middle layer, very cost effective. Should be good news to those that are Podio developers, because it really shows how easy it is to be able to surface not just your own Podio applications that you built out, but possibly those third-party systems that you've tied into Podio, how they can also flow through right up into Workspace without too much additional effort on that side. Thank you so much, Red Team. I know there's so much more. Please go out and watch their video. Please, please, please. Jerry's got a brand new bag. It's a great video. Got a funny description on its YouTube, BrickBridge Consulting. Go take a look from there. But yeah, we were trading cryptos on here in that video. So you get to see everything. There's actually more than what we've shown. I want to give some time to the blue team. Thank you, Mohammed, for working the screen. It's never an easy job. So I will turn it over to Elin so I can introduce the blue team, and then we will wrap up today. So at the end of the blue team, we'll talk about swag packs and the gift cards and all that one last time. So please stay through to the end. But first, without further ado, our four ladies here. It's our, I think that, well, from Brickridge's perspective, all female team, blue team. Meet the Hackers. Elizabeth Rush, may have heard of her before. Her and Jude were on the EMEA team over the summer. Radhika, Shiristisha, and Betsy, she goes by Betsy, all here with us today. I think everyone. You all did something that's super popular in Podio, which is real estate investors. Them in the solar industry just really love Podio and almost to a fanatical level. We like it. We have many of our clients are REI folks. The whole vertical's been done from assignments and acquisitions all the way down to financing and funding and private notes and the whole works. So, and that's been going on for many, many years in Podio. So it's not anything new. The solar crowd has really started to show up as well. We're starting to get more solar clients on Podio builds. So we wanted to take what we're doing over in Podio and move that into a workspace environment and see what that would look like. And I'm an ex-banker, ex-real estate guy, so I got a little bit of this in my heart. So I'm really excited to allow you guys to show this work off. Who is showing the screen? Elizabeth, is it you?
Yeah, that would be me.
Excellent. So go ahead and hit our bumper slide there, Alex, and then we'll turn it over to you, Elizabeth. So this one was called "The Only Thing Rising Faster Than Squid Game's Body Count Is the Inflation Rate." Was the name of this entry. We love the funny descriptions and names. You got to have some fun. Got to be creative. But we're going to focus really on the REI crowd. We're going to do assignments. So that's, you know, with 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks, you gotta pick something. So we wanted to take a fresh lead all the way to getting a deal signed with a home seller or a side A if you're familiar with some of these terminology. So Elizabeth, without further ado, I'll let you dive right into it. We've got about 12 minutes. We'll probably go a couple minutes over, but please do hang on the line. We're going to talk about the swag packs and gift cards. So Elizabeth, whenever you're ready to share your screen.
Would you like to start with the workspace or the Podio?
Let's show Podio first and then dive right to workspace just for the sake of time.
Okay.
So with Podio, we just went to the Podio app marketplace and just downloaded. There was like a free REI app pack in there. Is that right? And then we just kind of modified that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'll go to our Podio. This is similar to Rashid's Podio because we still need the script for it. I had to do a little modification in the script though, as it wouldn't bring in category fields like option fields. I had to make a little modification for that to bring it in. These are just tables that show our Podio items. As you can see, we have some information in there. It has the email, person's name, how soon they want to sell. Sorry, this table's kind of big, so it's kind of hard to see the title. It's got their address, how they were contacted, if they've been contacted, things like that we need.
So these are just fields coming into workspace from Podio, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So if you're an REI investor that has like a Podio system, we would just surface those fields up in whatever custom system you got.
Yeah, comes straight from here, pretty much. These are some of our action items. We can do create an offer. We can get new calls and texts from our incoming calls and text app for you. We can send our contract through RightSignature. We can generate our contract. I can show you some of these preview of the apps really quick. Notification for our new lead.
Yeah, so if you're an REI folk, you know, you need leads, right? Because you're gonna call to try to purchase houses under market rate. and you need leads. So these leads would be just delivered directly into your feed. We're making an assumption that there's a call center or a contact center. Many of the larger REI outfits use those call or contact centers.
Exactly.
That's where the leads coming from.
This you can also just view all your general leads if you don't want to see like your new leads. You can also view them instead. Just see all of them. We can get your new text messages from smartphone in this as well. Still on for the meeting.
That's pretty cool. We did a smartphone, I think spring of 2020. We had a really larger smartphone package in that one. We wanted to show smartphone in this, even with a small capacity, since smartphone is heavily used by the REI Podio community. A wonderful phone product, especially again for that community and others that are using Podio. So we wanted to show, hey, we can get your text messages right in here, and you can respond to those as well.
Yeah, I'll go over to the response, how you can respond right now. This one is just to send SMS through the smartphone API, and you just type in whatever number you need to send it to, whatever you want to send, and then click the button, and it will run your service action for you through Workspace, and it'll send that message to them.
So the way that currently anyway, the way smartphone delivers is they deliver some of that information directly into Podio. So we got to pick it up from the Podio side, right? That's why we saw a smartphone new message inbound over on Podio. And then for us to send a text message, we're going to hook directly to smartphone's SMS API and just send it out. And that can be done. Again, we're showing how Podio can be that nice middle layer, and how it can work, really be useful in between these systems of records for multiple pathways, right? Like you gotta figure some of this stuff out, especially in a hackathon time crunch. It really works. Let's talk about, I think something that's really cool is Home Depot. So we did a Home Depot, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need this just on my phone. By the way,
so
much easier than their website.
Home Depot, we can do a product search for whatever type of product you need, and I'll show the page here in a second. This is just the action item. You put in whatever product you need, the sort by, you can select that in our page, and then whatever, if you need it delivered, you can put the delivery zip code as well. This is our page through here, and this would be your results, whatever you wanted to look up. This is just filled with what we did for the video. You can see the name of whatever you want, the price, brand, and then there's also a link to the Home Depot page if you would rather go there. The notification just looks like this. You have to submit your search before you can get this back as well.
And that just returns all, so you can just look something up quickly in Home Depot. You're an REI person, you're out at a property, you see something that's broken, probably know in your mind about how much, because REI professionals, they see this a lot, but sometimes you got to look something up, pop open the Home Depot micro app and get what you need. You don't have to try to fool with their app or website. And there's a lot of, we can expand. A lot of these are expandable. So as you're watching these, you can kind of carry some of this stuff out. Maybe that goes into a Google sheet. You make the search, you make a selection, and it drops over there for an estimation. So there's a lot of things we can take these particular integrations to. But let's take a look. We did RightSignature. We got to give a nod to RightSignature here real quick. So the REI process, for those that are not familiar, they go look at a house, they get a lead, they call, they set an appointment. So we have a Google Calendar integration in this one. They go out to the house, they take a look at it. They're going to make an offer. Now, REI Industry is the ones that, we buy any house or those ones. So they want to get that offer to them quick. What better way than to just do the paperwork right then and there? So we got to create an offer first, right? Before RightSignature can send
Oh.
it out.
Yes, exactly. I'll show the create offer. Create offer is just right here. And this would be if you're walking around the property, you can fill this out as you're walking around. Use the Home Depot to list any expected renovations, get the price estimation, put this in there, and then you put your offer amount without the repair reduction, and then the repair reduction will be included on your contract through Podio.
Yeah, so around numbers, $100,000 house, you got like $10,000 of repairs. So you're going to offer 100, but there's damages, so you're going to reduce those. So the final offer is $90,000. That's what's going to go out via RightSignature to capture a signature. I wanted to point out before we leave the screen, we got a Yelp in there, so you can actually look up contractors. Pretty helpful for those that are newer to the industry. And then we'll go take a look at what the output of RightSignature. And then we'll talk PayPal and we'll wrap up.
For some reason it's not loading on this screen.
That's all right. Let's we'll move on. So let's go take a look at the output of RightSignature.
The contracts in Podio.
Yeah, you could do that as well as Workspace, sure.
Okay. Yeah, I can pull up our Workspace really quick and show that. Didn't have this pulled up, sorry.
Oh, I meant the back end. That's my fault.
Oh, you meant the back end. You meant the back end.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
the back end. The back end is through Podio, so I can show that. So, perfect. First you have to click the button to send for e-signature. Then we go to this flow right here. Load. We go to this flow, and through this flow we'll select the most recent PDF that's been created, which this also triggers another flow that generates your PDF, and it will send through RightSignature your contract that you would like to be sent. And then whenever it gets it back, you will get another notification through the micro apps that you've got a contract signed. So I'll show that really quick.
While that's loading, Elizabeth, I think you've hit the most Citrix products we've daisy chained together, because you have Workspace, Podio, RightSignature, and PWA running all of this.
Yeah, it was quite a lot.
I think as well, somehow if we could save it to share file, I guess it kind of does with RightSignature. That would be.
Yeah, here's the
next
preview of what it would look like. It's got the file name from Podio, and then you can come here and open your PDF. Down here, it's been signed, what date it was signed. And this template buyer, you would obviously put whatever you want, but we just had to use a fake name.
Yeah, I think that pulls off the lead, doesn't it? Then they
yes,
go ahead and import some of that information.
Yeah,
and when they're doing that create offer, when they're putting in like number of bedrooms, because they probably, an REI person would know that before they show up, but sometimes people put additions on their house without filing the proper paperwork. Or do things, modify their houses without the proper paperwork. So we can only know what's publicly available. We won't show this one because we're thin on time, but we also have an AtomTom integration. So that's pulling in PBA, tax records, assessment type stuff, as well as just quote unquote property information. So they have like two pools of data to pull from. You can look at a lead, look at a couple public bits of information, and when you show up, you use that create offer sheet as your punch list as you're walking around the property, and then you make any kind of deductions or anything else that you might need. Okay, so we're getting thin on time here. I want to show PayPal, and then we'll wrap up with the giveaway as well as the gift cards. Just one more last PSA about that. Now this
So
PayPal is real.
Yeah,
So
this-
in the
this
video,
PayPal is real.
we send $0 in the video, but it will actually send company money to whoever puts it in there. We're going to cut that off later, but yeah, so we won't be sending any money live. But yeah, this is a real live integration to do earnest money deposit. You get that signed contract back. You have to give them something of value to make it a legally binding contract. So in real estate, that's typically earnest money deposit. We're going to do it right. We'll just do it right there on the spot with PayPal.
Exactly. So you just input the email and the phone number of whoever you would like to receive it. Obviously, how much you want. You click simple. Just click the button. You'll get and it'll go off through PayPal through the service action in here, and you'll be able to just pay somebody whatever amount of money you need to deposit to them.
That one was pretty simple. I think PayPal was that was one of the easier ones.
PayPal was pretty simple. Yeah. Other than this part, it wasn't too much. Except for you have to actually put in whatever amount, or else it'll be weird about it.
That's fair. Did we, and jog my memory if I'm correct, did we try another payments platform like Stripe or something? We've done Stripe with JotForm back in May.
I think maybe one of the other earlier teams might have tried to do that.
No, we were looking at Venmo and Zelle.
Yes.
As ways. Venmo is owned by PayPal, so I think it just sent us to the PayPal API, and then Zelle, we couldn't really get good enough documentation on to actually do an integration, even though like my bank and all the banks have Zelle attached to them now. So I don't think they have like a public API. That's a pitfall. You might want to integrate some software into Workspace. A lot of times, I would say almost all the time, it's not Workspace that's having a problem. It's usually the system of record that you're trying to integrate in is acting funny. That's why over on Red Team, we had to do Podio, same thing here. We can get that nice Podio layer in the center, and then we get to code from there. Well, for sake of time here, we're 3 minutes over, so I want to be wary of our attendees' time. So thank you so much, Blue Team. Great job. Thank you all for attending yeah, just a wonderful entry. Please go see them on YouTube. Alex, go ahead and get our ending bumper as I talk about swag packs and gift cards. But do go see the Blue Team's video on our YouTube channel. It's just BrickBridge Consulting. You can just search for us on YouTube. It'll pop right up. You can also listen to our podcast, podcast.brickbridgeconsulting.com. Find us on the various platforms. Give us a ring. We'll have another webinar in January. We haven't come up with a topic yet, but we'll let you all know. And we might take some suggestions as we go around. I know that will probably be right after field kickoff, so that might influence that. But be on the lookout. If you signed up for communications, we do not spam people. We will send you a reminder when that's starting to come around. Hopefully this was of value to you. All right, so lunch, coffee, please, 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 as I said at the beginning, if you were eligible, you would got an email stating that you were eligible for one of those. You do need to fill out a claim card. Basically, I'm going to ask if you're a government official or a Citrix employee, because I can't send money to those people. I would love to buy you lunch. Just swing by, fill that out real quick, just so I can my P's and Q's. Same thing with the $5 Starbucks gift card. I think actually it's going to be $10 because Starbucks doesn't do 5. So you'll see tenors come to you guys. So definitely go by and get that. Would love. Thank you so much for your time today. So would love to buy you lunch if you signed up early with us at Converge, or coffee if you signed up for this webinar after Converge. Lastly, we'll grab a couple people here in a moment. You guys will get an email about who wins the swag packs. We got some great swag packs that were provided to us. We'd love to be able to send out a few items worth about $50. So pretty cool. Might want the swag pack over the lunch. Great deal if you got both. All right. If there's anything we can ever do for you here at BrickBridge, you can see we do some cool stuff. We got some wonderful, talented people. Just give us a call. You got the telephone number, you got our address. Want to see our work? It's on the internet. So take a look at us on YouTube. Thank you so much for attending today, and we'll be talking to you soon. Thank you all.